Testing audio, testing audio. All right, we'll be ready to go here in just a second. All right, testing 1, 2. All right, I think we're good to go now. So, no. We'll make it a little bit easier while we're here. We'll just take a handful of those. Oh, and we should probably. Oh. There. I forget what the configuration is. Is it that one? Yeah, there we go. So we'll put that in there. Oh. There we go, there we go. Welcome in, Takey. Takey. How's it going? How's the Thursday? So I guess Mom must have stepped on that and set it off. So we do need to keep that going. So we are going to go over to Inkwood, I think, and work a little bit more on Ravine today. We brainstorm some of the next step. Oh. Put that in there, put that in there, and that gives us 2 more. Okay, so not a lot, but at least something that we can make some progress with. I don't want to turn the whole world into, or whole desert into TNT, but welcome in loading 2. Okay. So we're going to drop off the TNT by this portal so it's a little easier to get later. Not that it's that far away, but we'll need this for the tunnels. Well, for clearing out the netherite, netherrack, netherrack that's above Haven's End, and then some of the tunnels for the story that we're digging out at 0, so we can have controlled tunnels for our story. And I think 3 stacks of rockets is probably. All right, so I guess we're gonna welcome in Evan and Michael and Red. I missed a few names there. There it is. So we're gonna follow. I think we're gonna go over here for a second. A little out of order, but Whoops. Not going that way. We don't have a bucket on us, so we can't do anything there. Do we have any torches on us? We do have some torches though. Oh. But we don't need the hoe, so we could probably do that. Welcome in, Big Sam. Big Sad. Oh. Take care of these skeletons. Thank you, Ohm. Thank you for the like. Appreciate it. And this is really bad on stream. Sorry about that. I'm gonna take care of some skeletons. Okay, so now that should be a little... Wow, they really shot at me a lot. Oh, sorry. Good question, because we don't have a... We haven't made a sword in quite a while. And we haven't made a sword because we can get pretty good proximity of a weapon with axe and pickaxe, so it just saves us an inventory slot. If Mojang gave us some kind of weapon slot along with the shield, then I probably would, but I can dispatch the amount of zombies and skeletons I see quick enough. And then the mending goes back, or the experience goes back to the mending on the tools, so it's not enough to completely mend them, but it helps prolong how long we can go. Not super big on the, other than like mom farms or something like that. And we will probably do like swords whenever we get to maybe like a skeleton arena or something like that. Something that's more story driven. Yeah, good question. And everything we're building is like is part of a story that we want to tell, and lore that we want to build into the world. Good to be back. So swords will probably come in where we can integrate it into the story more. For now, this is the trade route from Overmorrow to Inkwood. Still in the early phases, so we try to make a pass through here every so often just to take out a few more blocks, so that when we do get around to making it a higher priority, a lot of the grind work is already done, so that's why we're not spending a whole lot of time digging it out, just kind of quick passes here and there. And the idea is that the trade caravan would take this route and we would go under the ocean here over to Inkwood. Because it felt more practical than a bridge all the way across, and we have other ideas for bridges that we want to be bigger and more important projects. Not a lot to see down here yet, but we'll be out on the other side pretty soon. And the tunnel is a resource positive project. So digging this out gives us something that goes with the story, but it also gives us a lot of stone, diorite, granite, and the like that we can use for other projects later on. So in particular, Haven's End is 1,000 by 1,000, or will be 1,000 by 1,000 slabs in the Nether that we'll kind of build a city on top of. So that's 1,000,000 stone blocks, or a million slabs, 500,000 stone blocks. Switch to declared. When we come out on Inkwood, we won't take the dirt path all the way over, or we won't take the caravan path all the way over. We'll fly over it just to save some time. And our streamer in the other ear today is Joel Duggan, who's streaming over on Twitch. They're working on the Citadel. They also have the Citadel Cafe podcast that they do, and they are part of the Spawn Chunks podcast for Minecraft, all of which I recommend. They do post little clips to TikTok every so often, so you can find them on TikTok as well. And you can also find, I guess, awareness or announcements of when the Spawn Chunks goes out on TikTok as well. Oh, this needs to be trained as well. We'll do that. Welcome in, Ember. So while we wait for daylight to come, we'll just get a little extra work done here. So that tunnel that we were in, we need an entrance over here too, and not the jarring staircase that we went up. So we want to make it nice and smooth as we're walking and not so jarring. So things like that are on my mind, so I'm trying not to make it too visually jarring. Oh, there's a tree in the water there. Okay, interesting. There, okay, that works. Welcome in Amy Classic. Oh, okay. So we need probably some gravel or something there to really get this out. Although that means it would collapse later, so maybe not. All right. In that case, we're just going to do it a level by level. So we'll just take out a level of water at a time. Oh, thank you for the roses and thank you for the GGO. Appreciate it. Alright, so we're just going to leave them down there. Where are you, moon? We need the sun to come up. It must be close because it's got to be below the horizon now. Yo, that reminds me. Oh, thank you for that. We are live on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and we're trying to get to 300 followers on TikTok and making an affiliate on YouTube. So appreciate the help there. Owen. Not the most exciting here, but this needs to be done, and as soon as the sun comes up, we'll fly over to Inkwood. And then we'll do a couple of rounds of digging around the ravine, or actually making a ravine on Inkwood, so it doesn't look like much now, but it will when we're done. And that'll give us time to think about the other projects I mentioned yesterday, how to do a sandstorm goal. The sun, okay, that's close enough, I guess. So all the path here is going to be upgraded later on. Welcome in, Manuel. And thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, but this is perfect. So the snow that we have here, since we don't have the sand, like a sandstorm like that, we have to think how we can represent the sandstorm along the way to Oasis City. So the thing that she gets caught in, or our character gets caught in. There we go. Okay. Oh, thank you again. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So the current idea is building some small but reasonably sized structure, like a 20 block cube. So it's 20 by 20 by 20. And then kind of like hiding a door that matches the sand color as close as we can, and then putting a portal inside that, so, and then a sign on it that says, you know, sandstorm, so a little on the nose, but something like that. Welcome in, Liam. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you for joining. There we go. So that's the current idea. I'm seeing if we can think of something better, because we can't. We could put a bunch of like random sandstone blocks in the air to kind of represent a sandstorm. We'd have to figure out how big of an area we would need to represent that. And an easy way of getting the sandstone in place, putting a random sandstone in the air, not easy to do in survival. So we'd have to do things like scaffolding and whatnot to get them into the right heights, and then it needs to fill a field of view, so it doesn't need to be necessarily 360, but we would need to measure, like, look straight and get some points. So maybe from these trees, that plant, how wide is that? How wide is it from where we're standing to the little lily on the hill there? And then from the ground to high enough up that it fills our field of vision, which I guess wouldn't be all that high, 5 or 6 blocks up front, and you could kind of taper that off as you go back, like the way they do rain in movies. That's the other option. And we might have to make like a creative copy and try that out and see what it looks like. Because the reason I've been hesitant about that is it would be a lot of work to get it going, and then if it doesn't create the look we're going for, then we would have spent a lot of time just having random sand in the air. Welcome in, everyone. How's the Thursday going? Oh, and I forgot to ask earlier, are you working on any Minecraft projects yourself, Owen? Oh, thank you for the share, Rockstar. I appreciate it. That's close enough for that. And thank you again, and thank you, One Dunk and Ezra. How's it going? Yeah, so this cobblestone line here is our back line for the ravine, and we'll rough it up later, so we'll either take it back or bring some in, but for now we're just going to kind of take everything on the inside down, and then we'll figure out how we want it to go. It looks straight here, but then little pools like this will give it a little extra character. So that's kind of our goals. Not sure, do we have, oh, we're gonna need a lot of chests. Alright, let's go back and get everything. Do we want to taper it? I don't know if we want to taper it. That won't get us all the way down, but it might give us, it'll give us a easy way in and out, so maybe we'll go with that. Welcome in, Hazy. How's it going? So we'll just get rid of all of this. So that way we have plenty of room. And there we go. There we go. There we go. Alright, so, okay, I guess we can level it and then take it down a level and that'll work. Okay, so let's... How big a section do we want to do at a time? Question. Welcome in, Owen. Let's go. So this is our line here. Okay, so figure out how far we take it this way. We'll just break it up into little chunks so that we can systematically work on it. So yeah, we're gonna have to fill it all in. Okay. Oh, that won't be the end of the world, I guess. Oh. Okay, so we have a tunnel over here. So that's the kind of stuff, I guess, stepping down will give us a little bit more safety for things like that. So let's go back here. This is probably where we'll be spending some of our time for the next couple of weeks while we get the library foundation and the tunnel set up to the gold temple. Because we won't have a portal to Oasis City because I think that's actually close enough to the gold temple from the area that we scouted out, that we can just do a road from the gold temple to Oasis City, and from there we can do a portal, so a controlled tunnel through the nether, will bring us back to just after the sandstorm, and then we can continue on to the garden temple. think that works. We'll come in dot 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 or ellipse. Okay. Grab all of our dirt here. Flip it up as often as we can, because it's going to be a lot of material. Get all the dirt that we can, and then we'll start focusing on the stone. Alright, so let's go over here. Seeds, dirt. I really want something like from Stardew Valley to be able to upgrade the, what do you want to call it, like the magnetic pull for items. You don't have to be right on top of them. Okay. Here it's... I probably did a torch somewhere over here. Okay. We'll come in something wine. There was a tavern over here somewhere. Let's do this, right? So let's get our step in. Yeah, there we go. This will let us go up and down easier. And then we'll take down the step as we go. And also, since we want to rough it up, it'll help that we can leave some of the steps behind, and that will give us the rough edge that we're looking for. Welcome in, Welcome in Gojo. We need a torch over here somewhere. That'll help. Let's grab our dirt. Oh, we have a lot of dirt. We weren't anywhere out of space, so that just means... What? Oh. We'll light things up and down as we go. And, okay. Welcome in, amazing aces. Right, can we get anywhere? Yes. Okay, so it's not exactly what we want, but it's close enough. Right, and then, because this would be our next step here. This is a step, so if we put the candle or the torches on the steps, we get to keep them a little bit longer, so that'll work. me. Oh. I think this will look better, kind of at the beginning and end of each. Welcome in, Daniela. Alright, so let's draw our line here. Welcome in, Rafa. Sectioning it off will give us a gauge on how much work there is and how much work there is left, and hopefully a little bit of excitement as we get closer to getting it done. Let's cut back and welcome in Gavin. Well, I guess we can take this down too. Welcome in Sean. And there. Even here. It's all gonna have to go over here. Right. Drop off all the non-essential materials. Do it all again. So now this is the next step. Yeah, this will work. Get the steps down a little ways to our hill here, and then we'll take that down and work on that. And Sophia. And it'd be pretty uniform all the way around the front, east and west sides. The back side is a lake, so we don't have to do that at least, but it will be more uniform since it's not about draining the water, it's about getting it down to bedrock. So it's gonna be the same amount of effort on each side. Level things off. Right, so we're going to need to put something right here to help light things up. There we go. Welcome in, Felly. And if anyone has any projects they want to talk about, feel free. And if English isn't your first language, that's fine as well. My only ask is that it's something that I can Google Translate. And if you happen to have a translation you can provide that I can confirm, that would be great as well. But don't feel bad. It's more than likely my ability to speak in another language is probably not as good as your ability on English. And if I can learn a little something in the process, all the more reason. That's good there. We forgot to mend our pickaxe last night. So, oh, so I guess we won't have to worry about that. But when we come straight down, once we clear this up more, we'll have to worry more about Oakland Pizza Gaming. We'll have to worry about that, this thing. Right, so it needs something here to hold this in place, but this will, oops. This will tell us where it is, and then we can work on clearing that out later. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I was thinking you have, like in Stardew Valley, you can send mail and things like that. Having something like that of how to kind of an inter-realm mailbox. So, or something like WoW 2, where you're on different realms. So if you could send supplies across a realm, so somewhere you're not at, you could help prolong some of the more limited resources. You might have to have like restrictions on it, like the dragon egg, something like that, that isn't, unless it's out of the box, have that be something you can't send, so you can't get it off of the server. But you could, customize that through toggles ideally. But I don't know what it would look like, but I think that would be an interesting idea. So you wouldn't necessarily be able to interact with them, but if you're watching other streamers on other realms or just aware of them, you could transfer goods back and forth. And, maybe a limit on it, like you can only send a stack or 10 stacks or whatever, or it would be by item or something like that. Kind of perceived weight maybe or something. That would be good. Because I don't know. There's probably a way to abuse it, but there's a way to abuse anything. And if that is the reason not to do something, then that logical conclusion of that is to just not do any of the first thing in the first place. So don't have Minecraft if you're worried about people abusing features. So you should do the thing and then worry about the guardrails on it. And also acknowledge that it's a sandbox game, so the guardrails should allow people to use it if they want to, but alerting others that if they don't want that feature, whatever it might be, that whatever realm server has that enabled. And welcome in, Minecraft Man. How's it going? Working on any Minecraft projects yourself? And that was my soapbox moment for the day. Okay, so that's good. That's good. So now let's get up here. This all needs to come down. Now we're going to have to make more trips to Overmorrow, because we're going to need to repair the tools. Alright. Oh, perfect. I can come over here. We're at this level. Are we full on? We are full. Okay. Let's something like that. Okay. We are going to have a lot of material out of this, which is good. I don't know what we're gonna build, but we're gonna have a lot. And actually, we should probably convert some of it to our just regular stone. Cobblestone is good. Welcome in, Jaden, because we can turn it into regular stone, so it gives us a more raw form. But we know that we're going to need a lot of stone for Haven's End still, so might as well. And just up and down this. Welcome in, Claire. What's our time? 44. Okay, so we got another 15-20 minutes, and which we want to get to kind of 2-hour streams, but once we hit 300 followers on TikTok or affiliate on Twitch, then we'll probably start doing 2-hour streams at least twice a week. So more than likely on weekends, but we might do some during the week as well. The weekday streams are as long as we can maintain them. If other factors change, we might have to cut down our weekend streams and move them to evenings, Pacific time, but welcome in, Tony. We'll cross that block when we get there. So here, right here. Okay. Welcome in, Benji. How's it going? And I can't pronounce that name, but welcome in. Good. Well, that worked out. So I guess there was some kind of cave over here. What? How did he hit me? Let's go over here. Let's put some torches out on this step. And then we'll work on our next one. Oops. Okay. Take out a couple of rows like this, and then we'll do the next step. Step and then step down. Welcome in, Dot. How's it going? So we'll take out this. So we'll have another step. We'll need to put a torch every so often here. Not that we need one on every step, but why not? We'll make sure that we keep things looking good for the stream. So there we go. Okay. We cut through. Oh, this will work nice. And now we can get it more like we would do in the Garden Temple mines. Let's work through it. We'll need to take that down later, but that's fine. There we go. And we cut through. Oh, that actually came down to the water level, so that's good. Let's keep the coal black because this is more condensed, so we can get more coal out of it if we need it. And if we run into any trouble, we always have a few extra blocks to work with. We'll have to move that somewhere else. We just forgot that That should have been dropped off. Bookman Paulo. Maybe something like there would be okay. Let's go through the bottom here and then do the top. Gotta make it a little faster, and less likely that will fall into anything that's contained within this. Or at least won't be any caves that we can fall into. We'll come in, Joey. How's it going? So we should probably cut through on this side as well, so that we know what we're working with. Something over here. Hey, how's it going? The Phantom Nuisance. Well, we found the cave. So, yeah. Wait, oh. And there we go. And that's a good demonstration of why we use the pickaxe over the sword. Is granted it was only a little bit of experience, but that, you know, might mean another kind of block or two before we need to go back and repair. I'm trying to be conscious of the amount of inventory space that we have. Which makes sense. Well, having to choose what goes in your inventory makes sense for like a dungeon crawler kind of game. But I don't necessarily think that you could have some kind of interdimensional storage or something that you can work into Minecraft that would allow you to essentially have infinite storage, or at least much larger. I mean, if you had to reduce it, I mean, I think you should be able to can carry everything, but maybe you can only have, I don't know, some limited number of them. Maybe like 5 or something. Oh. What you're saying? Oh yeah. So if you had it limited, maybe it might be like infinite number of stone or something, or infinite number of diamonds. Or you limit the blocks that you can have infinite of, and then the quantity of those containers. So if you had, I don't know, 5, you could have stone as one, cobblestone as another, diorite, that kind of thing. So you could choose kind of your 5 most common things. And you could choose something like Deep Slate Emerald, one of the rare things, but then if you had an infinite container for those, that takes up one of your 5, and now you have less items that you can have infinite of. So maybe that would be a good compromise. I don't know. But I think that would be the way to go. And I also think this was brought up on the spawn chunks. I don't think the suggestion was, but the idea of being able to like share resources with like an ender chest, I think that would be doable, but you have to maybe like craft a seal or something that fits in Minecraft, so like a redstone seal or something like that, and then you can trade that with other people, and so you could access each other's ender chest as long as it has, well, as long as your token is in that ender chest. I mean, that's... Hey. Right. I don't know if you would limit it to just one person having access, but if you can make more of the tokens, and as long as you traded with each other, you'd have access. I don't know, but there would be some kind of way where you could limit it and not have to do like invites through the game. Welcome in JBGI. You might want a way to revoke that too, so that would be the other trick. Because you'd probably want it to be mutual, so that like if you took out your token, you'd be limiting their access, but you would still have access to theirs, which you probably wouldn't want. Alright, so we're making pretty good progress here. I think we'll clear out at least the bottom, because we're at an hour now. So we'll clear out here to where we cut at the end of this block of stone. So that works, okay. And yep. Nature took care of you. Welcome, 1224. Let's go pick up our stone and then do it again. Very close to getting this section done. Well, done for the day. We're close to accomplishing our goals. Welcome in Alan Koro. have another. That could have been a bad zombie's revenge. There we go, there we go. Let's take care of that. Okay. Right, it looks like Joel is going offline here in a second, so we'll be... Ooh, welcome in, yeah. Alright. Yeah, so Joel's wrapping up. We're also getting close to wrapping up. But let's see how we go. There we go. Because after this, we need to work on some of our other tasks. We need to get some... Okay. Hey. What's that? Ooh. There we go. There we go. Okay. Where's the... Okay, there we go. There we go. Cut in some lines here. All right, so how much more do we have to go? Also, our time. Okay, so yeah, we got a little time here. Okay. Okay, so let's... This is the modified technique that we used from... We started in the Garden Temple and then kind of modified this technique and working on the Adventurer's Gate and Overmorrow. Not that it's a secret or any kind of complication, but it keeps us on a organized path, so it can be kind of systematic about how we approach this. All right, so let's put our shovel. Is that? Okay. Oh, we're gonna have to let stuff down. Pokemon Dot, how's it going? All right, so Welcome in, cool boy. How's it going? Let's see how much of this. Maybe we'll just focus on the stone and then do the dirt last. Or at least once we get enough of it built up. Night is coming, so we're gonna have to watch out for our zombies. Both of those little caves that we saw weren't really that bad. We probably should light some stuff up here so that we don't get any mobs, at least not until we're ready to take down some of this stuff. Welcome in, Ingrid. How's it going? Stripping along the sides too. Okay. Welcome in Kimmy and Songs. Right. What are phantoms? Are phantoms afraid of cats? Afraid of something. I need to look that up. Welcome in, Leslie. Ooh. Oh. That looks pretty good. How far back are we going to take it? I don't know if we'll do all of this, but we'll do it for a little while longer. Oh, that's 4. Okay, so that's not bad. Yeah, okay. Do some little hacksawing here. We spent a couple nights working through the night, so we need to sleep soon, I guess. That works, because we can sleep and then we can go up to the clock tower and do our little clip thing and... Yep. Oh, there you go. And we got one. making pretty good progress. And, oh, I missed one. Didn't see that one coming. The stones there. Didn't see that one coming either. Now they gotta come in this way, so we'll stay here. We'll see them coming. That's welcome in. So this is. That was close. Ooh, you are just too much trouble. Come in here, and then you have to hang out close enough to the edge. Welcome in, Jacqueline. How's it going? Oh. Welcome in, Graceland. Welcome in, Ronnie. How's it going? Nature's about to take its course. Alright, now we can switch to our shovel. Bunch of this gravel and sand out of the way. Now we go back. We can just get it while it's up there, too. Alright, so now we can go to all of this. We did a little bit more than we planned, but we're still under the 2 hours and just over an hour, which is all fine. good. That will drop off closer to somewhere else, but we want those anti-membranes for later. We'll come in Danish. All right, so let's grab a carrot. That's pretty good. So the water cave under here needs to be done. We'll come in TK and user. But that will come into play once we take this down more. Once we take out the steps. For now, we're just stepping down as low as we can get. And then we'll worry about taking down the steps. Because we have another... We were at 55, so we have 55 to go to 0, and then we have another, what, 60 to go? So we have 100 blocks or so to go down around Inkwood. Wait, where are... Is one of these full? Okay, so we can put some stone in here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's go sleep. Well, can't sleep, but we can just double check our spawn. Go up and do welcome in Tessa. We'll do our clock tower sign off. Do we have any bones? Well, we're gonna check for bones first because it won't hurt. Welcome in, our fellow Grayson. How's it going? Working on any Minecraft projects yourself? If we don't have anything, then we're just gonna move on. Yeah, we're just gonna have to move on. Sure. What's your question, Grayson? All right, so this is like what, 120. Square root of 64 is 8. And welcome in Angel. Probably, there we go. We can cut that out, more of that out later, but there we go. So now we get to see more of what's going on. So 120 to 121-ish. Be good. And we see, yeah, what we're carving out here. So step by step. So it's not going to go all the way down probably, but 30. So that probably gets us down to Y20, maybe Y10. That's 12. Square root of 144 is 12. That's homework, is it? Okay. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it there. But that was a good amount of work done there. So that's about an hour's worth of work, give or take. Spent a little time at Overmorrow, but we probably could have cleared out this with that bit of time. So that could be about an hour. So 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's probably 2, 3 weeks worth of digging, maybe. As long as we're learning something. I think we're gonna go down and sign out. I was a math minor, and enjoyed it. It got rough towards differential equations, full differential equations, and some of the combinatorial stuff. But I enjoyed it overall. Well, still enjoy it. Because we do use math here too. I'll mention this before we sign off. So at Overmorrow, which is our city at spawn, so at 0, 0, there's a wall that stretches the horizon. It's just me, but we've divided into 10 realms within this realm. Every realm is 18 degrees, so 180 degrees, so the south side of the wall. At any point, if you need to know what degree you're on, it's the approximation, you can do arctangent of, it's usually y over x, but in the case of Minecraft, it would be z over x, and that will give you the angle that you're on from origin to where you're standing. So being at roughly 2000 over negative 2000 puts us at a 45-degree angle in the lower, in the bottom southwest corner of the quadrant. Anyway, welcome in, cool kid. We're just getting ready to wrap up, so thank you, Graceland, Ohm, Walkstar, everyone else who joined in, and everyone over on Twitch and YouTube as well. Thank you for joining day 493 of The Journey Begins. Tomorrow we'll probably do more of the digging around Inkwood, getting our ravine kind of in place, gathering resources and shipping those where they need to go, and thinking about how we want to convey the idea of a sandstorm in Minecraft, since we don't have the same effect as snow. Whether we kind of fill the sky with sand, if that will give the vibe that we want, or if we just go a little more fourth wall and build a cube and then put a sign on it that says sandstorm, which is probably where we'll go at least short term. And then if we decide to build on that, we can always do that later. But at least that will help us advance the story. And we have a spot scouted for Oasis City. It's going to be a nice area. It has access to a geode. There's some water nearby. There's badlands nearby. A mine shaft underneath. Do you know the quadratic equation? In any case, we'll mention that, and then that will be the end of our stream. Oh, well, so quadratic is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Our math fact for the day. And if you want to see more of the projects we're working on, you can check us out on Linktree. So it's linktr.ee/mindtripmedia. That will have links to the VODs for this, which are over on YouTube, along with our mostly Lego Build YouTube channel. You'll have links to our TikTok, our Twitch, Pinterest, Blue Sky, and all of our social presence and projects. If that's hard, I'd recommend finding a quality, patient math tutor. Someone who's willing to learn the way that you learn and help you get through it. That will be huge. But with that, that's going to be the end of our stream today. And you can always bring some math problems to the stream. I don't know that I can answer all of them. At least nothing very complicated on stream. But with that, we'll see you tomorrow in the journey. And again, our goal will be just sticking out a little more of the ravine around Inkwood and kind of going from there. So best of luck on the algebra Graceland, and we'll see everyone tomorrow.